And we're live. Can everybody hear me? Yes, everybody can hear me. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Xcrawl Live Chat. Tonight, along with DJ Rust, a.k.a. DM THACO, we have two guests. I got to turn on the audio here so everybody can hear you guys. I'm welcoming Thoughtful Ninja, a.k.a. DJ Foxy, and King Mob. Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Hey. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It seems like just yesterday we were talking Xcrawl. And it THACO. It was a month ago, right? We were gonna do this once a month.
Yeah.
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 It's been a very eventful month, and we've got a whole bunch of stuff that has happened that we would love for you folks to hear about.
If you hadn't seen it already.
Yeah, this is true. If you've seen it, hey, feel free to comment as we're chatting because, hey, you know, your input is amazing to have.
Awesome. Hell yeah. Hells yeah. All right, let's start the night off. Let's do that. Let's talk about, I want to recap some of the stuff that we've been doing for the last month. A lot of it has been focused on our career games. Our career games are a chance for you to start a character from the very, very early days of them earnestly wanting to be a Xcrawl contestant to all the way, are they going to be, how legendary are you going to be at the end of the road? Will you retire alive? Will you retire disgustingly rich or disgustingly world famous? That's the path that we're really interested in seeing, and that's what we want to provide some bare bones, easy, an easy path and roadmap to being able to do that for yourself, have that kind of character, and then loop it and have another one and another one. It's like a roguelite.
There you go. Every time you die, you got to start over.
Yeah, exactly. Because the higher the divisions, now I'm on the topic of killing. I'm a little bit of a softie. I don't like killing my characters off. It's kind of hard for me to do that. Killing my players.
Yeah. I don't have that problem.
We noticed.
DJ Foxy does not have that problem. How about you, King Mob? How do you feel about that? You're muted. I think. You're muted.
Sorry about that. I think that players should have to live with the decisions they make in game. So if they make good decisions, and sometimes the roll of the dice.
Yeah. Yeah. I still hate killing people. So
the dice gods demand it.
They
dice kill people. You just run the game.
That's great. Right. That's a really good point.
That's right.
That's a really good point. So in the last month we've gone to Minnesota, Detroit, Brooklyn, Louisiana, and I think that's all of them that we've gone to.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Let's look at that. We've got 8 career players right now, which is awesome. That's at least 2 Division 2 teams. Speaking of divisions, let's talk about. We made a new channel in my in the Dungeon Discord. Let me pull it up. That outlines the roadmap for. Let's see if I got it here. Here it is. I don't know where to put it. I'm gonna put it over top of me, and Mob.
Hey, there you go.
Right here in the Dungeon Discord is Xcrawl Careers. If you don't have a link to the Dungeon Discord or you're not part of it, I'll post a link in a little bit in the chat. But your first up is you got to go through a funnel. If you don't have a character yet, you want to get a character, you want to join the Xcrawl Live Career, you want to go through a funnel. Funnel is a DCC's is specific to DCC, unique to Dungeon Crawl Classics and Goodman games. The funnel is you're going to play 4 of 0 level characters. You're, the taxi driver who really wants to become an Xcrawl contender. The, athletic doctor who's like, I'm going to get in the game too. If you don't know that, Xcrawl is set in a modern world that's just like ours, except it grew up with actual real magic. There's dragons, there's monsters, and there's wizards. And Xcrawl is big dungeon crawling arena sports, not unlike our football / baseball and basketball. So you play
like wrestling, but only real.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, it's like a good mix of WWE and gladiatorial
Dungeons and
combat.
Dragons.
And good old-fashioned gladiatorial combat. So anyway, you're doing 4 0-level characters, and whichever one of those characters survives, if they survive, any of them, can go on to become a level 1 and join Division 3. Division 3 is the next level. It's for all the first levels. Speaking of funnels, if you're interested, DJ Foxy is right here, is going to be doing DJ Foxy Funnel Fridays. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that there?
So yeah, actually, we're having that coming up pretty soon. The next funnel will be on the 28th. And it's going to be set in Atlanta, actually, a place where you guys haven't gone yet. So
okay,
that's my hometown. And we're going to be hanging out there. Mushroom men, ghost sharks, killer statues. There's going to be violence. And some people will survive, and a lot of people are going to die. But it's okay, for it's the glory of the Empire.
It's for the Speaking of, you just did your first Funnel Friday last week, and you ran the Blue Ox Crawl, right?
Yeah, I was way more unforgiving, I guess, than most of the GMs here.
Yeah, they all died.
I killed a lot of people. I think those orcs, man, they really just beat them down in the ground. Yeah. I was actually, the way I run my show, I was gonna, if they survived that orc fight, I was gonna, let the 3 people that survived level up to level 1 for the rest of the adventure.
Oh, wow.
That was my plan.
That's soft.
Just because, that fight was so intense, I was like, why not, But it didn't happen.
Yeah, no.
The
Brutally.
Mighty Orcs are a very professional team. They are comfortable in that environment. So any of those Xcrawl hopefuls, they challenge against those 6 players.
They're tough.
Blue Ox Crawl is your brainchild there, THACO. Why don't you tell us about that encounter that's so brutal with the orcs? Because it's kind of fun.
So the encounter that they went through was the second major event in the Blue Ox Crawl, where the players find themselves on the giant griddle that was used to make pancakes. The enormous lumberjacks that went through the northern Midwest, while they're out on this metal ice skating rink, on the opposite side they find a team of professional half-orc hockey players that are trying to prevent them from getting to the other side of the room. However, there are also 3 large cylinders in the ceiling that intermittently will spout pancake batter onto the griddle. And if you're unlucky enough to be caught inside the pancake batter, there is a slim chance, and it did happen with Foxy, where the pancakes will be picked up by ginormous spatulas, flipped over, the other side of the pancake can be cooked, and if you're trapped in there, you are now crushed under a pancake and being cooked.
It's awesome.
If you can make it through the pancake obstacles and the Mighty Orcs to the other side, you are victorious. But, again, the Mighty Orcs are a semi-pro, technically an amateur, semi-pro team looking to become professional hockey players. So you got that going against you as well.
DJ LA Boss, who is that? Hi, what is up, buddy?
Hello, the boss.
So, everybody gets a point emoji. All right.
I think that's Brandon.
Oh, it is. Oh, for sure. It's the Emperor there, in disguise.
All hail.
All hail. All hail, Emperor. Okay, so, we do, okay, 4 people died from the last funnel on Foxy's funnels.
There is
in the Blue Ox funnel.
Incognito here.
But we do have some survivors. We have 8 people who are in our Division 3 of Xcrawl Live, and 4 of them did survive the Blue Ox funnel. We're going to do a quick, I want to shout out to our career crawlers. starting with Guy Grasshopper Henry, vicious little halfling fellow. He's level 2. He survived the Blue Ox funnel, and also Detroit. The Please Xcrawl Don't Hurt Him. Archetypo, playing Saul, Messenger of Bacchus, also survived the Blue Ox funnel.
Clutch in a lot of instances.
Yeah. Also survived the Please Xcrawl Don't Hurt Him event. Special event. I say that because it was only one of the crazy encounters in that Xcrawl that they survived, on top of the Kobo Arena in Detroit. Then there was somebody named Femboy Reeds, who, as Bell the Blaster, is now level 3. Survived the Blue X funnel, but played Detroit and Dungeon Battle Brooklyn. So they're rocking, Bell's rocking a level 3. We've got Vinny, the athlete, level 3, survived Please Xcrawl Don't Hurt Him and Louisiana Rising. And no, Vinny survived a couple. Vinny wasn't supposed to play in the exhibition game for Louisiana. That was an exhibition game for 4th level players, but we had someone drop. So we grabbed the only person who would, this is like literally 10 minutes before the game. Vinny, played by Uncle Dim Dim, jumped in as a level 2, and I told everybody they had to keep Vinny alive. That was the goal, to keep Vinny alive.
Right.
And through both the Battle of the Bands and the big cookout and the big pot cookout, the gumbo, the killer gumbo, they kept Vinny alive.
The gumbo fight.
Yep. So Vinny's level 3. We got let's see. I love this. Axe Body Slay. That's Bobby X Jammer. They're level 2, surviving both Xcrawl's Got Talent and Dungeon Battle Brooklyn. We got Torrance, played by Jelly Gato. That's the Acrobat. I loved having somebody pick the Acrobat. Acrobat Specialist.
She really started to get into her role during the
Dungeon Battle Brooklyn. Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of hot girl moments.
Torrance is rocking a level 2. We got this Epona, Messenger of Apollo, played by a King Mob, who's a level 2 now. Anything memorable from your last Dungeon Battle Brooklyn there? I feel like Epona's played more than 2, but I couldn't...
No, it's just that personality is so big you feel like you've seen her before, but that's been it. Yeah, I think I got some really key turn undead moves, which was always fun as a cleric to be able to pull off.
DJ,
that last room in Brooklyn, you had half the mobs running away because of your turn undead. That was really good.
It was a team effort. A lot of mojo came my way to get some really clutch rolls for turning undead.
Now, DJ LA Boss says which room was it? The giant gumbo pot that the players were jumping on the vegetables, or was it the Battle of Bands that were designed by George Loki Williams? That's cool to know. Got to write all these down.
That was a great fundraiser. Louisiana Rising was the fundraiser Xcrawl that designed. Raise money after the flood.
Yep. And then there was and then I plan on running that again sometime in full at some point when I can. What I'll be doing is just featuring different encounters. We got through those 2 encounters. It took 3 hours, a little over. And then finally we've got... Oh, no, not finally. Sorry, we got a couple more. We got Little Genome. That is what Switch B... Switch B is going with Little Genome, right?
I think she decided to go with Genome, yeah.
All right. Level 2 Gnome. Surviving Xcrawl's Got Talent. Please, Xcrawl Don't Hurt Him in Detroit. Genome was clutch. Oh, you know what was really clutch? Okay, the halflings are dangerous in Xcrawl. Holy crap.
Yes.
That in Xcrawl, Please Xcrawl Don't Hurt Him, in the Detroit one, Guy the Grasshopper Henry just kept backstabbing crit and things like crazy. It was actually really exciting seeing them whenever he get the dice. So you halfling, you don't think you think there's not much to them because it's not, they're just a race class, and but that backstabbing crit thing is pretty. Well, it's not OP. I'm not gonna say that.
If you play to your strengths, halflings can be extremely powerful in the right team.
Yeah.
I saw a really cool combo that I'm dying to steal, and it was in a Lankmar game that Brandon was running, and the warrior would do as his D die like a distracting strike, and all it would do is distract the opponent so that the rogue, the thief, could get the backstab in without setting it up. He just automatically get the backstab of the round to hide. And I was like, hold the phone.
Yeah,
that was a move to be able to backstab every round. Oh,
yeah, no kidding. And be able to backstab with a sling or something like that too is nice. That's another thing that halflings can do. All right, and then to wrap it up, we've got 2 level 5s that haven't gotten much play, and I've got an idea for them. We got Ultimate Bruce, played by Necroscourge, who is a athlete, level 5 athlete. They survived the Anaheim Xcrawl tournament, the mini tournament we did, and the Dungeon Dome. I don't know if King Mob and Foxy, you guys caught the Dungeon Dome when we did it was the only PvP match we've done yet. It was 2 teams in the Dungeon Dome. And then
we were blessed by the Emperor.
Yeah, the Emperor chimed in and changed the whole game for us. And then we have Tinsel Goodfellow, awesome gnome, very clever, crafty little guy. Also Anaheim Xcrawl in the Dungeon Dome. So, I mean, we've got, that's actually 10 players right now, 8 in the Division 3. Division 3 is not as dangerous as you get into Division 2 and Division 1, but it's a place where everybody starts out. And the way we're going to be doing our career path, the roadmap in order to get from Division 3 to Division 2 and then on to Division 1, which is, Division 1's the big game. That's where you play a few games in the big game, and that's gonna cement your legacy. Division 3, you need to play 2 Xcrawl games and 1 out of game session. We say you got to play 2 successful Xcrawl games. That's something we're going to be working on to make sure everybody understands what they got to do to succeed in their Xcrawl games. But 2 Xcrawl games and then 1 out of game session, or OOG, or OOG. I'm going to try to get that going right now. It's an OOG. I don't know if it's going to work. I want a better, clever name for it. But we want to have... I'm going to tell you this right now. What I'm thinking is the first one that's going to happen is going to happen in the next couple episodes. It's going to be open for people. Is because we have 2 level 5s who are technically in Division 2. They do not have a team. Once you get out of Division 3 into Division 2, you will need to be on a set team. That's how you're going to cement your, start your career out, really start your career out, is by being on the Flame Bursters or the Minotaur. Hey, thanks, DJ LA Boss. Oh, I got a tier sub. I got a tier 1 sub.
Very generous DJ right there.
Yeah. And so because we have 2, we need to build a team around those 2. And I think we're going to have an out-of-game session about recruiting for those 2. And the out-of-game sessions are going to rely more on fame and wealth and other parts of our career kind of roadmap. We're going to get in more discussion about fame and stuff and wealth, I think, in just a few minutes. But I do want to say that in order to get from Division 3 to Division 2, you got to play 2 games and 1 out-of-game session. It's kind of like a level up. That's going to put you at level 4. Into Division 2, you'll get drafted to a team. And once you're in Division 2, you're going to play in 2 tournaments and 2 out-of-game sessions to advance to Division 1. And then that's the show. And whether or not and that's going to be a pressure or luck kind of situation. When we have those games, it's going to be no holds barred. And if you can survive, you can keep playing as much as you can to go up that wealth and fame. Fame, we all know, is a metric. Wealth, we're not so much familiar with because we haven't, the book isn't out yet. It's going to be kickstarted sometime in the future, and sometime in the future, in a future whenever. And wealth is a way to. What's a good what's a good analogy from another system for what wealth is? Because I know I got something on the tip of my tongue and I can't think of what it is. Oh, Blades in the Dark.
I think it's similar to credit rating from Cthulhu, right?
Yeah, I was going to say Cthulhu is kind of similar.
You have a dollar in your pocket, but you've got a number that lets you do that thing.
Yes, and coin in Blades in the Dark. Coin's the same thing, where it's like more of a measure of your overall, lifestyle. Everybody starts out struggling, And then you want to earn wealth points by getting sponsors and winning games and converting your winnings into wealth points. And your out of game sessions are going to be focused on out of the arena. It's going to be more role playing. I would really love it if it was more on camera versus on audio. And that's where you're going to be, trying to help the agent out with his brother's problem in order to get points, in order to get that sweet Freakachu contract, that kind of thing.
You're gonna get your sponsors. You're gonna get your interaction with the community. You can gain and lose fame, gain and lose wealth. It's out of game stuff is really going to be based on your character's personality and non-combat goals.
Yeah,
I was thinking about that specifically. Actually, I had a character that really got obsessed with the various flavors of Freakachu in a game, and he kept making fruit puns. So I was like, "Well,
fun with that."
That was the Dungeon Dome, wasn't it? Or was it? Yeah, it was the Dungeon Dome.
Yeah, exactly. It was, and I was like, "Well,
what I was thinking, I was just saying. I don't know if you
guess-
caught that. You were in it.
Yeah, I was like, well, maybe he goes on to he just quits Xcrawl and becomes a Freakachu sponsor.
Right?
Or
I
like
mean,
a Freakachu spokesperson. Something.
There's even that possibility. If you have a character that you want to have retire because they found something more, you can even role play that out. There's all sorts of directions that you can take these out of game things. But the big purpose is, Lich was just saying, you're going to get your sponsors. You're going to set up for teams when you hit Division 2. You're going to be going through a lot of stuff that really you can't do inside a game with your fame and your wealth and stuff like that. It'll give you a chance to explore the other side of your character.
And that's
pretty
what
cool.
we want. Yeah. Or I think I want to talk more about that. I think we got even more things to hit on that. But first, I want to take a side tour really quick. And so King Mob. So a couple different things. One, you're interested in talking about this stuff too. What we're just talking about, like where does fame in the future?
Absolutely. Yeah.
But before we get into that, let's talk about what you're bringing to the table. As far as
Sure.
Is it a funnel or it's a first level venture or is it a funnel?
So I have 2 adventures that are complete and finished now. The first is a funnel traction park that can be played in a 3-hour session. It's a sandbox with 4 encounters, and you decide what you want to encounter when, and the game changes based on the decisions you make in how you want to do that. There's also a random chart for rumors. 10 rumors that seed and can also change the game how it's played.
Cool.
Then I have a grievous injury chart where if the poor, it's a very deadly funnel. So if the poor aspirants die and go to 0 hit points, there's a chance that they can roll on this grievous injury chart and maybe they just get they wake up with a hit point and they're hurt,
Okay.
but they're able to still try to compete.
Right on. Do I have pictures of that, or did you give me,
Injury.
or was the pictures you gave me for Massacre Square Garden?
Oh, the pictures I gave you are from Massacre Square Garden.
Okay.
So the
Hold on.
the level.
Are you kickstarting both the first one? Or
I'm going to
both?
tie them together, and I'm going to make the funnel a kind of an add-on to the Kickstarter, which will be the first level module.
Awesome. Okay. Sorry. Go
And
ahead.
then one of the other add-ons will be the art. We're going to have really nice maps and miniature monsters that you can put into Foundry or Roll D20 or Fantasy Grounds, and the maps will be to scale, and there'll be little figures that you can pop in there so that you can run the game as as a virtual tabletop as well.
Sure.
And that'll be an add-on as well. So you can just get the PDF of the game. You can then get the funnel if you wish. Then you can get the maps and the tokens and the artwork if you wish. And then the last add-on is I'm going to try an OOG as well, a 2-hour role play that takes place after Massacre Square Garden called Big Trouble in Little Italy, where the Xcrawlers, fresh off their appearance at Massacre Square Garden, go to a restaurant opening, and hijinks ensue. And they get to do a red carpet, and they get to try to get product placement and more sponsorship, and they get to add fame to themselves through their role play and lose fame's a currency. I feel there needs to be a way to gain more fame out of game as well, if they're going to be spending it.
Absolutely.
Role play.
So,
Absolutely.
I know you and I were talking the other day, Mob, and you had a name that you were using for your out of game.
Yeah, I've got a television background in film production, so we call anything that happens offset, we call it behind the scenes, or BTS. So we have to film a BTS of John Bon Jovi's music video. So that means we're kind of in the back getting interviews and seeing things that are happening off camera. So I was going to call the vignettes a BTS, behind the scenes. So it's like Xcrawl behind the scenes. What are our guys up to?
Yeah.
Hey, they're at a restaurant opening. They're attending a party. They're, trying to get tickets to a concert, or and use their fame.
Right.
In the spotlight. Maybe it's a meeting with their agents, and part of it is a role play with the agents who are trying to find them new sponsorships.
It's funny. One of my characters, actually, I went to a game with Brendan. He ran at ReaverCon, actually, and I get. But the thing was, it was like a unofficial Xcrawl.
Oh, it was the kill fee. Yeah,
Kansas City kill fee. So
yes, that was an underground.
That character has like zero fame, but he's very wealthy. So
paid well. Crime pays well,
I guess.
So
Not for Lucky Luke.
I want to circle back to the fame comment you made, King Mob, but before that, so Master Square Garden, is there anything else you want to tell us about? So are you kicking both of them together?
Yes.
Okay, are you going to do that before or after the,
it'll be after the official Kickstarter for Xcrawl comes out, and the third-party licensing agreements are in place. Then I will kickstart.
Okay. So we don't know how long we've got, right?
My plan is to be ready to go and pull the trigger when
you can.
When the lands, I'll be ready to roll. At that point, I might have my level 2 module made. I have a series of mods that I'm planning on creating. We've got the level 0, the level 1. The next one will be a level 2.
Yeah.
After I'm done with Big Trouble, Italy, and the level 2 is going to be called Big in Japan.
Okay.
And the Xcrawls will be going to Japan. And if you think of all the things you love about Japanese culture, I'm going to try to shoehorn it all into a.
I love it. I love it. Brendan once mentioned something about how the Xcrawl games are done in Japan in like an offside comment, and I was like, "My God, tell me more about that. What is going on in Japan with Xcrawl? What the fuck? I want to know more." So that sounds really cool.
I'm excited to explore cyber ninjas and giant robots and kaijus.
Yes.
What about that one game show that nobody ever won?
And Sailor Moon. There are some crazy game shows. I watched one where it was like 3 men outside in the frost, and it was whoever peed first, like lost. Whoever did pee. It was like people they're like in torture, and the game show were like laughing at that, and they thought it was the funniest thing. And I just felt I felt so bad for those guys. Like, I felt their pain, and hey man, things are big in Japan, right?
Yeah. So you gave me some artwork. I'm going to show it off. So first one looks like some zombie clowns.
Yep. One of the encounters has a 3-ring circus, and there are zombie clowns.
Oh, you've actually got a 3-ring circus here.
The entire Massacre Square Garden has a necromancer vibe. That's the 3-ring circus map. Yep.
That's awesome.
So you'll be able to put that on the on your tabletop. And then the squares will be 5-foot squares, and the minis will fit in the squares so that you can, actually play on the battle map if you wish. Not. I just want to put the art up as hey, this is what it looks like, everyone. And some of the NPCs, there's a troll called Carl, who plays a prominent role, pops up, and that's the stage for one of the big battles against.
Awesome.
It's a reunion tour for the Shady Sundays, which is this Xcrawl's universe version of Black Sabbath.
Right on.
An undead tour. It's kind of
between Iron Maiden used as a map too, right?
stage.
That could be used as a map too.
And that's a horde of zombies. That will be the map. Yeah. This isn't final art, but this is the work in progress of the art. And the part of the battle takes place on the stage in front of a army of zombies that are the green sea of green there.
Oh, okay. That skull back here reminds me of Brutal Legend.
Yeah.
The very beginning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome. That artwork's pretty sweet, and doing it as and to be able to have that's very DCC feeling. You know what I mean?
That's our love and our inspiration. Joe Abernero, who handles my artwork, has got a great website, and we'll put up T-shirts. He did the ReaverCon T-shirt, and we had a threadbare set up for that, and we'll do something similar for the Kickstarter. We'll get, beautiful poster art that you can get, like rock and roll posters.
Oh yeah.
From the so we're going to do poster art for the album, basically of the feature.
Oh man, I can't wait to see what kind of third-party stuff's going to happen once this gets live. I mean, look at what we're trying to do right now, and it's been almost a year. I don't know if Brendan's still listening, but this is what's happening, and the book's not even out. Just a few of us have a copy of it, and a secret copy, and
we're going ham.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens when we get it in our greasy palms, and it's out to the public. So, okay.
I think it's going to be a big hit. I think it's going to be a huge hit. We're going to have hundreds of players, and the idea to develop the league even further, with a website and
yes.
Talking about, you're not going to be able to read the players off on your stream. You'll need a website.
Yeah,
I've been thinking about here in Savannah. I want to actually set up like an IRL, like Xcrawl league. That's what I want to do here in Savannah.
Yeah. With
that system, but like
I would expect it'll go off the Goodman Games website officially once it officially launches.
Yeah, well, I want to get involved in that regard, like in a major way.
Yeah.
I have an idea, Lich, going forward.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of room underneath our names on the desk. We should do a ticker tape, character names and a division level.
Yes, absolutely.
It should go across like a.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dig
great.
That.
But how many kills? How many traps sprung?
Yeah,
see,
like that.
That's something I want. I really want to be able to keep track of that stuff. It's like we need a team to do that.
So there's that great original Xcrawl book that has like the stats in the back on how to track them. Do you know that one, Lich?
No. It's not the. What do I got? I got
Sellout.
I got Sellout.
It might be the Guild Source book then. Let me double check. The Guild Source.
I'm picking both of those up.
Such a great collection of craziness. I think it's in the Xcrawl Sellout. I think it's in the back.
That's why I get the sponsor list.
Oh yeah, I'm at the sponsor list now. Impact uniforms.
I got to pick both of those up so that we can.
Yeah, so there's so if you go in the back of that book, Lich, there's like a section on stats.
Oh, okay.
Different stats that you can track as you play the game for things like monsters killed, career highlights, total sneak attacks, total undead turn, counters, enhanced, all that great stuff that you love. It's kind of there.
I mean, you need one person that's dedicated just doing that.
The handy dandy character sheet that you can download on Lich's Discord, form fillable, because you demanded
pretty
it.
Fancy. It's pretty fancy too.
Form fillable PDFs are an amazing asset.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, everybody's got all the career players got one now. I think now, and because I didn't want to be the ones that keeping track of your characters. But that's the thing with the stats is an awesome idea. We'd need at some point somebody who does that. That's their job is to track the stats. It's right now we're blowing on a flame.
Or again, maybe it's just another form fillable, kind of like the log sheet, and the players track it themselves and just post it.
Oh, that's cool too.
Or when the website's done, they post it on their, they post it there.
Right.
The judge signs off on it. The judge is like, yes, you killed 8 of these monsters, and there you go.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's what the website will morph into after the game launches and Goodman Games starts throwing some money into the support of things.
Yeah.
I think we'll see that. If not, then we'll build it ourselves, right?
Exactly.
We'll just do it.
That's right.
It's really not that hard.
Fan built stuff is good too.
So, you said something about fame being okay. So I know. Okay, in the book, and the secret book, there is a discussion of fame burn. Now, Mob, you talking about spending fame is a slightly different idea. I think it kind of brings a different idea to the table than fame burning.
In that secret book, there's a section. The section on fame talks about how a player could spend fame to do certain things.
Mm-hmm. Do they use the word spend, or is it burning?
Or burn. They burn fame. Yeah.
Yeah, like, of course,
That, I feel like we built that into the character sheet too, under the fame. Let me double check it. Yeah, we even put like a fame burn section under fame.
Yeah.
So that
okay.
Track it. Yeah, so you would burn fame. To me, I don't know if fame regenerates or not. I don't like luck. But.
Yeah, does it? That's the thing. This is the thing I want to figure out for at least for Xcrawl Live, because I like
that's a good question that's a good Brendan LaSalle question. I'll ask him. Does fame regenerate if you burn it to do things?
Well, it's like you do something really awesome, and then like, how are they ever going to outdo that? That's how they burn up their fame.
And there's some really interesting things that Brendan has come up with that you could use fame to do. I don't want to spoil too much. But to my way of thinking, if you're burning it and not getting it back, then it needs to be a way to get fame outside of game. Like there's got to be a way to get more fame than just roll the die on a grandstand and maybe.
I feel like needs to be okay. So for my purposes, for the Xcrawl Live career path, I want two variables you're working towards. Like I was thinking about like setting. Is it 100 fame is where you're just obscenely, you're going down, you're Jesus basically, and then 100 wealth is you're so obscenely wealthy, and you're trying to get your character to retire as close to one of those two as you can get, right? And you might have to go one route one way and one route the other way. But if you're spending fame, it's you either got to be able to regenerate it, or it's not a spend like, you know what I mean? Like you spend it and it's lost. It's more of a, can you do this if you have this much, like you hit a certain threshold. If you're at 30 to 40 fame, you can get that cab every time. Or you can, you know what I mean? Certain things just come easier for you.
Sure. Yes. There's a threshold, and then there's the burn.
But I do like the idea that you have to make a decision, right? Like there is a. I'd rather make it where there's like this. Oh, do I really want to spend that fame right now, or want to hold on to it? But if I spend the fame, I'm going to be able to make X happen right now in the back behind. The scenes.
and that's why I feel that fame has to be a commodity that you can get more of than just making a grandstand check. I think there has to be other things that give you fame, such as you get a sponsorship deal, and something happens in game or in the out of game where the sponsorship adds fame to your character, or you win that Xcrawl and you're not just in it, but you place and you've come in first. Maybe you get 4 or 5 fame on top of it instead of just 1. So
I think
one of the things I'm playing around with is rewarding fame besides the grandstand, finding other ways to give the character fame points.
What were you gonna say, Phil?
I was thinking that because fame is like a measure of like the public's opinion of the character, right?
Yeah.
So like, couldn't like being on a commercial increase your fame or something like that?
Right.
Or
that's exactly my point. Is the idea that sponsorship help push the fame. So I have some ideas.
Or be in a movie, like maybe your Xcrawl Xcrawl character.
I like
is featured in a major motion picture.
How's your merchandising doing? Right.
I got an action figure. Like.
Was it a cannonball?
Man.
And
behind the scenes games, I think I'm gonna steal that, Mob, but because
it's yours to have. I think the more that everything is homogenous before the Kickstarter comes out, the better. I like
behind the scenes.
All these new players are going to come in, and the framework's already going to be there. It's already going to have been there for a year or so.
Yeah.
And hopefully more and more people step forward to judge, because really what you need are judges to push the game.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you made me thought. What you made fun is during the behind the scenes sessions, you could be like, oh, your agent offered you a guest star on the. I'll just throw out like the whatever Xcrawl's dimensions version of SVU or something is as whatever, and it's a roll. You got to roll to DC 15. If you make it, then the episode's well received. You did a good acting job. Everybody liked it, and you get 2 fame. So the fame could be set up in a slightly different manner than in grandstanding, but during the back in the scenes, it's like it's thrown at you as opportunities where you're like, you might star in the wrong show, or you might, do the mall appearance with the wrong wrong celebrity. You might roll bad, and that means the celebrity you showed up with got found out that they're like they're a creep.
You push the Peloton. You push the Peloton product, and then it kills children by mistake.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Back the wrong horse, and now your name is attached to that horrible thing, or you have a girlfriend that comes out and says something in the press about you.
Oh, I like the idea that there's
children.
There might be ones that are more like worth more fame, but if you fail the role, there's a worse kind of outcome to it. Like you might have residual problems from it.
Right. Does your orc with bad personality decide to go for the low-hanging fruit and do a gym ad that's just like a print and gets you a little bit, but he knows he'll make it, as opposed to, we want you to do Shakespeare in the Park, orc, and then the orc's trying to do Shakespeare.
Yes,
exactly. Like maybe there's like you roll on a chart to see like how bad you failed, like what happened in the episode.
What? There's so much fun right here is thinking about your agents and how bad the agents could be, because what you're just talking about, like the Shakespeare in the Park, those skins could be based on, there could be opportunities that are based on different attributes. Like Shakespeare is going to be personality, right? Or or something else might be intelligence. And the agent, depending on how good your agent is, they might be giving you bad opportunities, because there might be a personality roll for the orc, and the orc has got a -1 modifier to personality. Right. You know what I mean? Which is a bad.
I have a tie-in for you.
What's that?
I have a tie-in for you.
Oh yeah.
I have a tie-in. Okay, we have our different wealth statuses.
Yeah.
The better your wealth, the better your agent.
Right. Yes. Yeah. For sure.
And one of the fun things in Sellout as well is you have those great charts in Sellout for like endorsements. So it's rich for the picking. I really recommend this book if nobody has it.
Yeah, I gotta get through more of it. Yeah, I've got a PDF.
It's a good read, man. It really is. This came out in 2002 or something. God, I was so young when I bought it.
Yeah, I'm picking up a copy here.
Yeah, you can find them in used bookstores online. Just search for it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Or just get it with drive-through. It's on drive-through.
Oh right, you can buy the PDFs. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's the one thing I haven't gotten around, and it's going to be a little bit of an experimental kind of thing at first, or first behind the scenes game, to get a feel for what it does and what we can bring to the table. It's easy to sit here and be like, oh, I could have these and this, and then, but when you're getting to it and you're planning the game out,
and you're like, okay. I'm happy to share the structure of mine when it's done. It's going to be run in 2 hours is the plan. I'm patterning it after like some LARPs that I've designed for 5th edition in the past. The beginning is basically the players do a green room, and then they go do a red carpet event, and they have like their handlers. They have to navigate press, and then I'm going to have them get asked about like popular events, like what do you think about this? And they get a microphone shoved in their mouth, and then they have to react and figure out, are they going to say something wrong about Arthot? Are they going to fumble? Are they going to say something smart? So that's like a little, it's the first trap they have to navigate is the press, and then they get to the restaurant, and it's a restaurant opening, and there's a bunch of NPCs there that are that are important NPCs. There's the mayor of New York, Terry Paris, the designer, and then they have opportunities to talk to the different NPCs, and then a storyline emerges, almost like a murder mystery, where they have to put together what's going on over those 2 hours, and it's role play and it's stat checks, and it's more to have fun and have them develop their characters and put the Xcrawl character in an interesting social event, having them do things that they can't do in game. Sometimes they don't have the time to really develop the character because they're having to run, and do the actual event.
Yeah.
And they give little time to grandstand. Maybe you give them time to have a sentence on what they grandstand, and then you're moving on.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing is a performance for the character to kind
Absolutely.
of role play.
That's the idea, right? Is to give them.
Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, give them, and then you're developing the mythology as well, right? So you get to develop the mythology of what's going on in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're putting plot seeds for upcoming, adventures. Maybe the next adventure is, Anaheim, and then so there's talk about maybe setting up the Anaheim game in that behind the scenes, and now you've linked and you've starting to create a campaign.
Yep.
Universe with that connective tissue.
Absolutely.
Right.
So I don't think we've plumbed the depths of fame yet.
I'm gonna play the Bowie song now. Fame.
I do. I love the idea of the canon kind of growing around. That's another thing. We diving into the books, be able to bring some of what Brendan's already done. Because Brendan's done a ton of work already. A ton.
Absolutely.
Massacre
Square Garden was influenced by the story of the Necromancers Guild and how the Emperor, Ronald Reagan is still alive, and some of the great patrons. And I read just that section, and I was inspired to come up with a story that would tie some of that in, that the players could actually get some of that great mythology that's in the book. And it's full of stuff,
Right.
You also learn about Green Lives Matter, about the orcs trying to, get free and come out. There's so much stuff in there.
The last room of my dungeon in my funnel is actually going to have a lot to do with like the mythology of like previous Xcrawl like champions. And so that's kind of fun. It'll have like some shout outs to like lore stuff that Brendan has like kind of hinted at. So
the Dungeon Gangsters, they're fantastic.
Yeah. Should be pretty fun. I'm excited for it.
So
that'll be on the 28th when we'll be doing that funnel.
Yep. So the Foxy Funnel Friday, DJ Foxy's Funnel Fridays will be every other Friday, right? Is that what we're thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Every other Friday, starting on the 28th of this month. So next Friday, right? Not this coming Friday, but the next Friday.
Yeah, not this coming Friday, but the next one.
People who come and watch, you're able to give the 0 levels points of mojo, and you can also champion them to help them along through chat. It'll be on the Liching Hour, twitch.tv/the Liching Hour. And just as a plug, and I'm going to do it at the end too. Wait, I already said it before. So yeah, I'll say it again. We're looking for experienced stream DMs who want to, or non-experienced stream DMs who don't mind. I'll take I'll do the tech for them, running Xcrawl live shows. I would love if this happened every Thursday, or if we had another day of the week, because it's every other Thursday right now. It'd be great to have it be every Thursday, but I can't. Not physically possible for me and THACO to do that every Thursday, but that would be awesome. But it's balancing player demand too, and I feel like we have a lot of players right now who we would just barely get by every week. So we're not there just yet, but at the same time, having some DMs come in who are going to be interested in doing it, that would be awesome, because then we'd start getting them come along, and then we'll work on getting even more players. Hopefully you.
I think the more people we have that are interested in running it, the easier it will be for us to reach out and get more players.
Femboy here, Foxy.
Yeah, I think so. I think you have GMs have followings.
Foxy,
and they'll bring in their posse of people.
Did you get those players for the funnel from Start Playing?
Yeah. So
cool.
Some of them, but a lot of them are from just like various Discords that I'm in.
Okay.
So
Cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
But I think I have had like a couple players in some of my just random DCC groups that have come through Start Playing. So
yeah.
It's a good tool for that.
DCC
I'd say.
is not huge on SPG yet, but it is starting to gain traction.
Yeah, I'm hoping to like really push that. Right now I'm running a caveman adventure campaign on it's like DCC and MCC like fused together. and I'm running that on SPG, so that's been a lot of fun.
That's what I love about the DCC games is like you can mix and match pretty seamlessly. It's pretty awesome.
Thunder the Barbarian that up, man. I love it.
I mean, you can have your DCC campaign fantasy. All of a sudden, they find themselves in an alternate dimension and they're doing an Xcrawl. Pretty easy.
Yeah.
You know,
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say for my Kickstarter, I've got alternate introductions for the funnel and for the level 1 game where you could run it as an MCC or a DCC game if you choose, and then it's written for Xcrawl, but it seamlessly would fit into either campaign as well.
Right. We had a note here for future of Xcrawl after the book comes out. Mob, you had a thought? Did you have a thought starter for that, or is that the thought starter? What's going to happen? Well, we kind of already hit on that. Well, we hinted at what's going to happen after you're going to drop. Third-party stuff's going to start dropping. Hopefully we've helped. I will say one thing. I'm hoping to feature. I do know the Kickstarter is going to have a lot of stretch goals. The stretch goals are going to be different adventures, different Xcrawls, and we're going to hopefully be featuring them on Xcrawl Live. So that's cool.
Yeah, I think a lot of the Kickstarters will be stuff that Brendan's been running at conventions for the last 3-4 years.
Yeah,
and then you have all the great old stuff that we could modify for DCC if it hasn't been already. It's certainly not.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's what we've been doing, showcasing. But I'm saying like the stretch goals are going to be actual Xcrawls and a lot of new ones too. And we're going to be featuring them on Xcrawl Live as a build up to the Kickstarter whenever that happens. I'm looking forward to that. I'd like to figure out how to get more players. I don't feel like we've plumbed either Discord. I haven't been able to get on Goodman Games Discord. I haven't been able to find a lot of traction with people. I mean, we're just going to keep trying. I guess through
there's the DCC Rocks Facebook would be something to tack. I don't see anything on Xcrawl there. That would be where I would advertise weekly. That was my when I put the seeds for ReaverCon. I started there.
Yeah,
it ended up 151 players in a month.
Oh, nice.
With enough just to handle that.
Right.
And I credit the Facebook page for that. Then I discovered the Discord channels, and I started meeting people who had their own channels, like DJ Foxy and Elf. I discovered you through my fumbling through Discord. And what a cool world you've already built for everyone. So that I think that the outreach is going to be good when the Kickstarter comes out and it's an actual game.
Yeah.
And not us copies full set that we kind of have, not everybody has. And I think when it's an actual game, we'll see a boom of players. I think we'll have hundreds of players when the Kickstarter comes out. And until then, grassroots.
I was explaining to one of my friends, they were like, "Oh, what is Xcrawl?" I was like, "Yeah, it's not even out yet, really." And they're like, "Oh, you guys are playing it before it's a book?" I'm like, "Yeah." So,
well, because there is technically, I mean, there's several books on it for Pathfinder. Yeah. There is an old DCC one, isn't there? Isn't there an old Xcrawl, or
I don't know if there's a rules, but there is a module that was converted to DCC.
There's a bunch of them. I've got several.
I have everything that they've ever put out.
It was originally in Pathfinder, right?
No, before that it was D20 in 2003, 2004. That's when I met Brendan at the conventions, and it was just coming out from Panda Head Press. So it was just a DC. It was a D20 OGL.
Yeah. I think having a set funnel like this is going to help a lot. Having Foxy, you doing the funnels is it's fantastic. Because that was a one trick. Because what I'm thinking now, what we were last month and the month before that, for Xcrawl Live, we're going to start doing career games, but also do what we're calling exhibition, which was still doing hey, we're doing a 5th level one. You want to do some pre-gens. You don't have to have any experience. Jump in. You're playing a 5th level character. But I think maybe we'll see about taking a shift to where we're just doing career games, where we're trying to funnel new players into every other Friday to funnel and get them coming. So we have a base coming up, and then we're running Division 3 and Division 2 games on Xcrawl Live for the people we've already got who are already interested. Because there's people who are played, like the guys who played in Anaheim in the Dungeon Dome and stuff, and they haven't played in a couple months. And I'm like, I know they're interested in playing. I don't want to keep them from not playing. But like I said,
we're come to a Foxy funnel.
Well, no. There's a couple that are already 5th level. They're Division 2. But yes, there's other ones that want to go in. We'll bring them into the funnels. So what I'm thinking, what we're going to do for the future of Xcrawl Live is we're going to try this out. We're going to we're just going to dive into the career thing, and anybody who wants to get involved with Xcrawl, come to do a Foxy funnel, survive, or if anybody else throws funnels. It doesn't have to be just Foxy, but if one of us throws funnels, and then there will be opportunities for career games via Xcrawl Live and maybe off Xcrawl Live. We have good on my channel and,
So that
and
we have
Dragons and
have
Dynamo.
a rotation of new people coming in, and they can jump directly into an Xcrawl division game.
Yeah, so the big balance is going to be players versus time and opportunities to play. Because if you make a character and then you don't play for a couple months, that's kind of a bummer, I think, personally.
Right.
I'm a big, if you're interested and want to play, that's like golden. You are gold. We want to, give you all the chances you can to play. Absolutely.
Right,
Especially if you're a good sport. We've met a lot of these 8 people. We're lucky because when you start out small, usually you just get all the great people at first, right? It's not until later on when you get bulk that you start getting people who aren't maybe as great attitudes. But I mean, the people we got right now, the players are freaking fantastic. They're creative, great attitudes, want to have fun. It's super cool to play with all of them. All the people we named in the beginning, and current company.
The creativity
included.
and ingenuity that comes from everybody that we've played with, it's intense.
Yeah. Yes. That's something I wish. I'm terrible at watching VODs. I have barely enough time with all the things I got going on. Barely have enough time for anything, and I'm terrible at watching VODs and in the moment. But if I had a dream team, I'd have somebody who was focused on stats. Maybe they could do this too, and clips. That's one thing we really need, and especially on Xcrawl Live, is some clipping, because there's like really great moments that are happening, and they should be clipped and shown. Especially.
I think I clipped something for a showcase game at one point.
Yeah. Every time I go, okay, who wants to make a grandstand roll? You want a grandstand off that? That's something that is a potential awesome clip, and there's been lots of those. And if I had the time, I'd go back through the VODs and grab them myself. But no.
That's something that we'll have to keep an eye on.
Yes.
When we're...
Yes. For sure. Okay. Anybody else got any Xcrawl topics they want to hit on?
I think what I'll do with the existing work that I have is I'll create a 2-hour version of the funnel and like a 2 or 3 hour version of the level 1 that you guys could use to run online. Because
I
they are
definitely
games, but I could certainly take 2-3 encounters in the level 1 game, and then there you go. You've got your 3-hour adventure, and
you can decide.
At 3, I could cut one of those out and just give you the short versions of it.
You can decide whether you want to do that far out from the Kickstarter, or just wait until you're building up to the Kickstarter, or can run it a few times before, just a hint, and give people.
I would be exactly. I would be okay with those running next
It's-
month if we're talking about trying to get players involved.
Yes.
And I could maybe that's something I could GM and you control.
Perfect.
Or-
Yeah. Especially if you use a couple of the maps that we just showed, and use those. I can show. Well, if you're going to have them D20, you could just use Roll20 or whatever, and if you use the maps yourself.
Right.
Those maps are going to make an impact. So, doing now and then letting people know, hey, this is going to be coming out Kickstarter after the whatever. It's a nice little teaser, right?
It's a taste, right? That's
taste.
why I was thinking maybe if I just did 2 encounters or 3 encounters.
And then
That's
it's
it.
you know what it also is? It's beautiful video content that's going to go on Goodman Games YouTube, that later on during the Kickstarter you could be like, yo, we've played this. Here's a couple videos of it being played.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Makes for a good sales pitch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because that's always good stuff to have on a Kickstarter page is, you know, how it's played or, you know, examples of it being played.
Sure. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. So one thing I did want to do tonight was I wanted to figure out the next sponsorship commercial that I was going to make. Last time we had Xcrawl live, my internet went out. It was terrible.
Oh no.
And yeah, halfway through the stream. But now I've got a whole new thing going on, so that's not a worry anymore. But I need to pull up. I've cut out the part of Sellout that has the 100 sponsors. And what I was going to do is roll 4 times on it and then put up a poll for people to vote on.
Random corporate sponsors. Gotta love it.
That's how we got the King's Iron.
King's Iron Golf Plus.
Yeah, so King's Iron is actually, Brendan told me, that's actually from a reference to something written in Dragon's Eye by Stephen King. I kept wanting to say Stephen King.
Try swinging with a king.
Where did I put that stuff on? Find it. Oh, what's the next step for you for the Blue Xcrawl, THACO?
I'm going to get some feedback from Femboy and see what Femboy thought of the crawl and make some adjustments there. I have an artist that I'm going to get in contact with to make some actual maps and page images, and then do some touching up, make an actual storyline out of it, and follow in the same footsteps as King Mob and get that kickstarted.
Okay, right on.
I have 2 people lined up that'll help me with layout design and artwork, so it should 1 or 2 more games to make sure I got everything nailed down, and then get the writing done.
Right on.
For my my funnel I'm working on, one of the encounters is inspired by a room in the Crypt of the Devil Lich, actually.
Oh yeah.
So
I had to back that just because. I'm looking forward to. I didn't even read into it. I was like, okay, sold. Crypt of the Devil Lich.
Right?
It's okay. Okay.
I mean, I'm just wondering when Femboy was over visiting you, Lich.
yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty, I'm gonna roll my first D100.
I've already got the poll pulled up, so I'll start writing it out.
46. Kai Burbank Outdoor Supplies. KAI Burbank Outdoor Supplies. And we'll go back and look at what those. We'll read off what, because there's little write-ups on them. Kai Burbank Outdoor Supplies. Oh, that happens to be right below. That's 46. 47 is King's Iron Golf Supplies. Wow, that's close. 71 is Pluto Home Appliance. Pluto is in the
god?
the planet, the god,
Yep.
the dog. 86. 86 is. Okay. Telluride Steel Arms and Armor. Telluride.
That's where the dwarves. That's where all the dwarves settled in Telluride, Colorado.
Okay. Telluride Steel, or just for the poll because
Telluride is where the
Steel Arms. You can
Colorado.
use.
I'll be a dwarven manufacturer.
So does a poll let you have 5 or 4?
5.
Okay. 67 is. Okay. I don't know. This is okay. Pentic and Freeze. PENTIC and FREISE.
I keep hoping you're going to roll the comic book store chain, but maybe next week.
60.
Pentic and Freeze what?
Nothing. It's just Pentic and Freeze. It's a department store? Okay. We'll go back and we'll say what they are in a minute. And finally, O'Hare Outsourcing Solutions. This is going to be interesting. Okay.
Hair.
O'Hare.
What?
O'Hare outsourcing. Just put out outsourcing.
They're a temp agency.
Yes.
I'm doing
Out of Toronto.
a 5-minute poll.
All right, so we got O'Hare. What's O'Hare? We'll go back up. O'Hare
Yep.
is a yep. So it's a job outsourcing, temp work out of Toronto. O'Hare outsourcing solutions. And what was the next one up?
Pentic and Freeze department
Oh,
stores.
Pintic and Freeze. Okay. So department
And
store.
Telluride.
And we've got Telluride Steel Arms.
New
And
York.
Armor.
Okay, so New England, New York department store. I just like the debatably the largest department store chain in the empire. Begun the concept of specialization in department stores. It's like a game mart. Game mart.
In Massacre Square Garden, you get to choose one of 5 sponsors, and one of them is Duke
Okay.
Morgan, which is like
Morgan.
the competing department store.
Nice.
Telluride, Steel Arms and Armor, Telluride, Arizona. Everyone wants a TS&A sword. Dwarven craftsmanship and quality steel make it one of the finest on the planet. And best place for it to be used is in the games. They choose
So
only
it's,
6 people to sponsor a year, and each of those people gets the jealous stares of everyone else in the crawl. Okay.
Ooh.
I'm liking that one.
Pluto Home Appliance.
Which one? Oh, which one?
Pluto Home Appliance.
Pluto.
That's weird that he made it Telluride, Arizona, when Telluride's in Colorado.
Yeah.
There's some strange things with these cities, like Philadelphia, Columbia.
Pluto Home Appliance, Dallas, Texas, appliance manufacturing. This unlikely name for a company comes from the fact that the founder of the company, originally a Hearthstone home appliance, found a deep faith in the worship of Pluto in later life. One of the clauses in his will was that the company continue with his name for another 30 years, or this name. It's only been 5 years. But the unique quality of the name has worked to their advantage so far. Okay. And
How
then
strange.
what was the final one?
Last one is Kai Burbank Outdoor Supply.
Kai. Victoria, British Columbia. Clothing. They do clothing, outdoor clothing. Kai Witso began his company as an outdoor supply manufacturer, hoping to tap into a fresh market. He quickly discovered that people didn't much enjoy going out of the city for recreation. Monsters tend to disrupt social occasions. But he did discover that people like to look like they're adventurous. Now he has a multi-million-dollar business based on the idea that people like to appear brave. That's like, Brendan, that's not a bad idea even nowadays. I can see a whole line. Somebody should be making lines of cosplay type stuff, right? Like whole lines.
All right, so the poll is up. Everybody, take your chance. Vote for the one that you like best.
You guys go ahead and vote
And
too,
that
because
will
we
be
don't
our
have a huge
sponsor.
amount of viewers right now. Feel
Oh,
free to
no.
vote. And if you're watching on YouTube, you could be voting too. We have Xcrawl live chat every month. Who posted was it you, Femboy, that posted the link to my Discord, or was it you, THACO? Oh, you did,
That was
THACO.
me.
Oh, it's right here. Okay.
Yeah, I think you posted it. Yeah.
I got so many of their points that I can do
Right.
the highlight at will. Awesome. We'll see what's going on. Okay, so what I'd like to be able to do is, okay, so we have 8 level 2s. We need to get them up to level 3. We only have 1 level 3. They need, and according to our path, they need to do 1 more game, and then a successful game and a behind the scenes game. I think the behind the scenes game, our first one, is going to be involving it's going to be an audition of some sort to get them on the first team for Division 2. So we need, but we need to give these other players opportunities to get to that next level. So we need our next couple Xcrawl lives should probably be a couple level 2/level 3 Xcrawls.
So what are the levels of the games? You guys know?
You mean
The Coney Island Xcrawl that's for high level.
Yeah.
Coney Island Xcrawl could be something that could be for level 5. The Emperor's Cup.
You can always level things down to the Boston Crawl's 4th level. That's a Vision 2, full lethal.
And if we're not running the full crawls, so we can mix and match the challenges from different places, because there's 2 more rooms in the Boston that you guys haven't seen.
Oh, right. You could turn those. You could turn those into part 2, right?
Right.
I kind of like this idea of like illegal X crawls, like off the grid, or like stuff that like adds another layer to the world, maybe. Like,
I don't know what the.
I think that's kind of neat.
I hate when adventures don't have like, just don't obviously saying what level these are for, because I got a maximum Studio City Xcrawl, but I'm not sure what level this is for. It was a Pathfinder one.
The New York City Invitational Crawl. 4 to 6 players with a maximum of 20 levels, but yeah, it's just really.
Oh, New Year's Evil is level 2.
Oh, that's a good one too.
That is a fun one.
Yeah. The inaugural Celebrity Pro-Am Crawl.
I could do the New Year's crawl. Because I think I'm up next for running a game.
Yeah. Well, you just ran one, but yeah, sure. Yeah.
Did I just run one? I can't remember when I ran last one.
You're the one. You ran less, but I have logged in more games, so you're totally welcome to. King Mom, when do you want to make your debut?
Probably June.
In June?
Yeah.
Well, that's not too far away. Let's see what was.
No, I could certainly run a 2-hour version of Traction Park.
You could do your own, or you could do one of the other. You know what I mean? Like Traction's a funnel, right? So,
yep.
Yeah.
And then I could run, a 2-hour version of Massacre Square Garden with just highlighting 2 of the several encounters in that thing, or 3. Maybe I'll do 3. There's like one little one, and then there's 2 fights.
So the next Xcrawl is June 3rd. I'd like to offer that up to the level 2s to get to level 3. So that'll be our New Year's Evil. If you want to run that, THACO.
Yeah, I'll take New Year's Evil.
I would like to play that. Get to level 3.
I'll throw the sign up here shortly.
Yeah.
And then okay, and then that opens up for June 17th.
That's my birthday.
Okay. Happy birthday! Well, you should play.
Yeah.
I'd have to create a character, and you're gonna do your funnel that day, right?
I'm gonna do that funnel for you on your birthday as a birthday party, and you and Lich
can do that.
Well,
you should play.
Maybe I will, because I need to play in a funnel too. I was just thinking maybe I'd jump into Femboys, but I could play that one too, because I don't have a character.
Oh, it's fun.
I don't have a character.
Neither do
That'd be cool.
And I should have a backup for the rosters in case needed.
And then we're back on July 1st. So that's all of June right there. So Mob, you want to do a funnel on the 17th, and then July 1st we'll get back
birthday party funnel. I think that sounds good.
And then July 1st, I think we'll do another second or third level. I can do that one. Or okay, that's going to be either another second or third level depending on how we did, or that might be our first. That might be our first behind the scenes game. Let me plan towards that. That'd be great. Because right after that next day I'm going to be out for 2 weeks. I'm going on vacation. So I'll be like, peace. We'll do.
Yeah.
Give me June to plan it and prep it and get ready.
Perfect.
See, it's so far out. God, these guys haven't played in so long. I want to give them more opportunities. This every other week thing.
Telluride was our winner.
Telluride? Okay. All right, Telluride.
I'm excited for the 28th. It's going to be fun. But, I'm down to run higher level funnels or higher level adventures too.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. Yes.
Whatever you need.
Awesome. Okay. We can do the same thing. So that's cool. Well, what are like we could run the other Thursdays if we wanted to. If Foxy, you wanted to run one in June on a Thursday that's not already the 3rd or the 17th, so it'd be the 10th or the 24th. You just let me know if you're able to, workload wise and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And like the 24th, you could be like, I want to run one on the 24th. Nothing's happening in Goodman Games on Thursdays, I don't think, still, because Swashbuckler's left. So I don't think anybody's going to argue if we want to run it. And then maybe we can start introducing. We'll see what kind of interest we get from the people that are involved right now. You know what I'm saying? Like how many people want to sign up for the June 3rd, the next one, for New Year's Evil. And then the funnel, the 17th will be a funnel. I think I got an idea of a couple people I want to make sure get into that. The people who played in Anaheim who didn't decide to keep their pre-gens, those are great guys. They wanted to start career characters, so I'm going to ask them. And then 15 will be our out of session. It'd be nice to throw another 2nd or 3rd level game in between them, is my point. TIL.
Maybe I could try to whip something up for that. Even if I wanted to just create something.
Right on.
I have some ideas.
That works too.
But most of those are for like level 1 adventures. But I guess I could just change some things about them.
Yeah. Right on. All right, that's all my list. That went by pretty quick.
That was, but we covered a lot.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. We got the next month planned out. Yeah.
Means July 8th is going to be our next chat.
July, wait, what?
No, not the 8th. I'm wondering when our next chat is.
Oh, right. Oh, geez. Sometime in July. Well, it'll have to be, let's see, July.
It'll be the week
1st,
after you come back.
15. Yeah. We're going to have to figure out what defeat. Somebody's on deck for the 15th because I will be coming back like shortly after that, right after that. And then the 29th then. We can do 29th as July 29th is our. Shit, I'm going to have to write all this down though. Okay. June 3rd.
We'll work out the logistics in just a little bit because
17th.
if you're going to be gone, that means one Thursday is going to be open and I'll most likely have to run a game.
Behind BTS. July. Yeah, so July 1st will be the first BTS. And then July 15th will be something, question mark.
Most likely a game because I think you're gone that week, aren't you?
That's what I'm saying. That'll be the question mark. It'll be a game. And then we'll figure that out. And then the 29th will be our next chat. So perfect. June doesn't get a chat because we're going to go month worth of games. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 games, chat.
Perfect.
All right. Anybody else got anything they want to talk Xcrawl?
Some of the stuff that I have for magic items is going to show up in Gong Farmer's Almanac when that publishes the free zine.
Yeah.
Putting out. So for fun, I put there's an artifact, a jammer artifact in Massacre Square Garden. You can only get it if you play the full director's cut of it. So I'm not going to have it here online.
Right.
But that's really cool. The cool magic guitar, and then some of the other fun little low-level magic items will appear in, as well as the scar chart if anybody wants to use it for their funnels for anything.
Oh, that's a fun fact. One thing that won't be happening in Xcrawl Live and the career games is you can't buy magic items. That's not something you buy. So we're thinking about. I like this conversation that I'm about to bring up because it was a cool conversation that me and THACO had, and figuring out where we want to go with prizes and money.
Oh, yeah.
And because there's one route where we could be like, okay, you've got a dinette set, and you want a dinette set, and you want 3,000 gold, and here are all the things you can buy with your 3,000 gold. What do you want to buy? I didn't want to get into that. that's something better taken care of by a computer program or something. You know what I mean? Like, we're not Minecraft or whatever. Like,
micromanagement.
right.
I thought that you had an elegant solution where in your Discord for the career paths, you created a chart kind of like with, wealth.
Yeah.
And you could your money and you could jam your wealth status up by spending coin. Exactly. So that's a nice way of doing things. And if you put a monetary value, even on a dinette set, or you've won a vacation for 2 to so-and-so to Acapulco, maybe that has a monetary value to it. Or maybe that boosts your fame. Maybe that's a way to get extra fame. Hey, I've got this vacation. I'm going to gain a fame out of it.
I think I hate unusable. I like things that tie in and are useful. Like, if I'm going to give them a vacation, then that sounds like an adventure starter, right?
Sure.
Like for a behind the scenes thing. Okay, so they went to that camping trip and the UP, and what happens there. But yeah, you're absolutely right.
Or if it's simple and elegant, because that means that's another module for you to write and another module that you have to run. The simple and elegant solution is that you give it a value for gold that can be spent to increase that wealth credit rating number, or you give it a fame that adds to the player's fame. So you still give them a cool Benny with a neat name, but the mechanics are your fame's going up, your money's going up.
Well, we liked, and then what we liked was the idea that, okay, so you're playing your next back to the behind the scenes game, and you've got a well score. You leveled up from struggling to middle class. Okay, asking the player to tell us, well, okay, so what does that mean? What happens now? What's your life like now that you're not struggling in your middle class? What have you bought? And then let them just like make up whatever it is they bought based on their current, reality of money. You know what I mean? If they're middle class, okay, well, I got out of the apartment I was sharing with 5 other Xcrawlers, and now I have my own place. You know what I mean?
In a car, yeah.
Yeah, and let them just come up with whatever. Then we don't have to put any money tags to it. That's what I like about the wealth tier thing. You could still get some fun stuff on it. And you're right. We could give them prizes, and they're just fun fictional tags, but they could be more, than that too. I think there's 3 tiers now. I'm thinking about it. I want to talk out loud about it. It's like, if I give you a vacation, it's a monetary value. It could offer up that's first tier. Second tier is it could offer up a opportunity for fame while you're there, but that's a DC. It's a roll with a DC, right? And you could roll, and then it could offer up an adventure start too, maybe sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So that trip to the Ozarks could be, trip to the Ozarks is worth 2,000 gold. We're gonna figure that into my wealth score. It's worth whatever wealth. And by the by, there's a festival there, and if you want to go there and get up and announce yourself or do something fun there, roll, roll
Crash
right
the
now.
Party.
Yeah. Oh, you earned yourself a couple fame, and then maybe if they fail to roll, that's like, well, you failed to
negative
roll.
fame.
Let's zoom in. Well, let's zoom in and make an adventure out of that.
Yeah.
I like all of that. Right. Plus the wealth thing and the different. It's a much easier stat to track versus people, and knowing where people are and stuff like that, and trying to track their amount of gold they have, and if they bought something with it, a house.
Yeah, no kidding. I have 15 cars and 27 motorcycles.
I want a castle.
Yeah, no kidding. I got to make sure I write down a bunch of this stuff that I have notes. I haven't been typing. I need to be typing. Because I've been scribbling on sticky notes, and that's never... That always sounds like a good idea.
You can always rewatch the video.
That's true, too. But like I said earlier, that whole VOD thing is a time thing. Okay.
Fast forward, baby.
All right. If you guys got nothing else, then I am good. We've got a sponsor. We've got a plan for next month. We announced some new cool things coming. I want to be able to make. Here's a goal. I want to be able to make it this Xcrawl chat something the players who we've called out by name, want to come watch. And in order to do that, I got to make it worth their time. So, I want to try to come up with something before we have our next Xcrawl live chat, that we have something that can get tied into the characters or something. You know what I'm saying?
We'll have to go through and get clips of videos so that we can say, hey, this happened with you.
Right.
Let us know what's going on.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I definitely think the people who are playing, who have been playing this, should be here in some capacity. You just got to make it worth their while. They're not playing. They come check it out. So that's another thing.
How about a really sideways thought with this? We can use this, and when they come on, they have to be in character. If they do, as they're doing this, we can have the possibility of earning
fame. Yeah, absolutely.
I think we should go very meta with this. I think we should get as meta as possible.
Yes.
Open up sponsorship ideas. You know, when you're rolling for the sponsorships, it could be a sponsorship that their players could apply for.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Could be,
if we get one of them on there,
and it could even be like you do a random drawing at the end for every player that was watching. One player gets a sponsorship deal, and that gives them, extra fame and money for just a time watching it.
Right.
So there's motivation right there. Like you might end up getting a bump in credit rating and a bump in fame just by hanging out and listening.
Yep.
I think so. And maybe if you come dressed as your character, then like you get a bonus to something in game even like
+1 grandstand for your next game.
At the end of the show, we're gonna do a roll off, and one person's gonna score a cool little magical trinket. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep, I mean the elixir of minor luck restore is something that everybody could use. You drink it within a turn of burning luck, and you can get the luck back. I mean, that's just a great little.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful.
But that's good for everybody, at low level to high level. Who doesn't want to get their luck back?
Mm-hmm.
It's good for everybody. It's good for the economy.
Good for everyone. Yeah.
It helps build the economy.
Presents the elixir of minor luck.
All right. Awesome. I love all that. That's some great thinking. Heck yeah. Looking forward to so next chat, Xcrawl live chat. You guys are welcome to come back and be a part of that.
Win some prizes.
And win some prizes. Absolutely.
Exactly.
All right. I think that's good. I think we're gonna tune it out now. And anything else anybody wants to bring up? Otherwise, we will say see you later, and we'll catch you in the. We need a good ender for like seeing the game or something. Xcrawl for life.
Glory.
Viva la Xcrawl.
You'll buy chilling.
Keep crawling.
All right, we'll see you all in a month, but check us out in 2 weeks for the next Xcrawl live game. If you're interested, there is a Discord link in the chat for those of you who have joined us. You all have a great night. Viva la dungeon.
Take care, everyone.